What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing a Weeknd tutorial, and every time I do a tutorial for the Weeknd, I always get the same type of comments. You look like, are you blank's brother? And so before we get started today, I agree. I do look exactly like Jason Momoa. When I watched Aquaman for the first time, it was weird. I felt like I was just watching myself on screen. Game of Thrones, same thing. You're going to want to use a BPM of, well, I'm going to use 84 today. 80 to 90 will be pretty good for this type of beats. For these types of beats, you're definitely going to want to use synth sounds. So right here, I have the sound called Crown from my new bank Grailed. Also, my bank Blacklight would be great for these types of beats as well. This is fine. Let's have it like this long. So now let's just grab these. Bounce these up 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And next what we're going to do is we're just going to go in and we're either going to move it up 2 or 3. So there's 2 spaces in between. That's going to be a minor chord. If you move it up 3, it's going to be a major chord. And I want these chords to sound a little bit bigger. One trick you can use is you can just grab this bottom note right here, pop it up, and it'll sound like a bigger chord. And then I'm actually gonna just slowly play with each of these notes. You can also do Alt-S to make it sound real a little bit more quickly. But I find it sounds even realer when you just go in and individually pull out certain notes and stuff like that. Throwing on some shaper box. I'm doing 2 things. I'm adding a filter and then panning it to each ear, but I'm doing it really quickly. Adding some RC20, just a little bit of distortion on here, and I cut out some of the lower frequencies as well as right here. I just thought it sounded a little bit muddy, so I got rid of that. Next sound I added is called Himalayas, and it's also from the bank. It's just this pad sound. Just like perfect for these types of beats, as it kind of has a slower attack, and so it kind of builds up into the loudest point of the sound. And for this, some fresh air just to bring up some of the mids and highs. And I just took out some more of like these lower kind of mid sounds down here that were just making it sound a little muddy. We're going to convert this into an audio file. You just put the pattern right here, select all, go to Control Alt C, press start. It's going to convert into an audio file, and then just click on the audio file, click on reverse because I want it to be in the same direction as before. I'm just going to go in, chop it up like this, and then reorganize it so it's in the same order that it was in a second. And then I'm also going to throw on some halftime, and now it's going to sound way darker. The next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to grab some sort of Arp. I'm using this Arp from Bassline. This is a very old bank. And then all I did was I copied over the same pattern from before. Now we're going to do the exact same thing for this Arp sound that we did to the synth sounds before. We're going to convert it into an audio file, reverse it, chop it up, and then put halftime on it. And this time though, we're going to pitch this up all the way just so it doesn't sound too low. And And we're still gonna use that other ARP sound when we arrange the beat. Gonna be a lot of sauce in there. If you've ever been curious about like making breakdowns and just how to make a beat super interesting. The next sound we're gonna use, and I just had to fit this sound in here somewhere, called anti-pop. So, you know, title of the video. Now to give you some logic on this, I have a C kind of repeating. And on the first half, it's going in both of these two spots. And then over here where I kind of change up the rhythm as the loop kind of closes out. Still have the notes repeating, but it's just at a little bit of a different rhythm. If you look right here, I have a new note coming in right here where the C originally would come in. So I didn't want to put it, right here, as these notes would get in the way of each other. Next thing we're gonna add is a bass line. We're gonna use this bass line called Blade Runner from the pack. And for this one, I think I'm gonna keep it pretty simple and just throw these all on the root notes. Also, I read that The Weeknd was thinking of changing his name to his real name, Abel. You guys ever wonder if there's other artists named different days of the week, or I don't know, the weekday? There is something. All right, is there anyone named Monday? Almost Monday. Okay, that's kind of creative. There's someone named Monday. Mondays. Wow, this guy seems like a cool guy. And he looks like Jason Momoa. I feel like you guys should check him out. So now it's on to the drums. I'm gonna be using my drum kit, the 8-bit drum kit. Got a lot of dope, real sounding drums. A slight change towards the end. Perfect. I think I want to keep the drums this simple. Artists like The Weeknd's gonna be singing, and there's just gonna be a bunch of different changes throughout the beat when we lay it out. So might do something a little weird with the hi-hats though. So we've got the beat arranged. I think the best way to do this is to just play certain parts of the beat and explain kind of what's going on. First, we have the intro, and the intro is arguably the most important part of your beat, as it's going to be what gets people to kind of keep listening. If you've ever listened to songs on Spotify, when a song that you don't know pops up, if it's within the first 5 or 10 seconds or whatever, maybe even shorter, you might already have changed the song just because you weren't feeling how it sounded in the beginning. So definitely want to make sure that you're piquing some sort of interest. What I did to kind of do that is open my drum kit graffiti. It has some cool risers and stuff like that and downers. Just kind of adds an atmosphere before it kind of drops into the chorus. Then right here I have the lead playing. For this lead I cut out some of the earlier notes, and then I also just played one of the synth sounds from earlier, and then it's going to switch into this kind of reverse sound. For the verse, took out a bunch of sounds, but to kind of keep it interesting, I used the Arps sound that we kind of turned backwards, have that just playing all throughout, whereas here this is just the reverse synth sounds to kind of introduce that lead sound, just because I felt like it just pops out too much if it's not played at all before the actual chorus. I have it playing right before the drop right here. Let's just play a little bit of this so you kind of just get the overall. favorite part is just this kind of breakdown. I just have the original Arp sound playing, the bass line, and then a few of the other sounds kind of peek in. The reverse Arp sound comes in right here.